Memo Rodriguez netted twice to lead the Houston Dynamo past NTX Rayados, Houston Dynamo Communications, Houston. With many of its regulars sitting out, the Houston Dynamo still had enough talent to advance to the next round of the U.S. Open Cup as the Orange defeated amateur side NTX Rayados 5-0. It took 55 minutes for the Dynamo to open the scoring, but once Naranja did, it opened the floodgates. Alejandro Fuenmayor, who missed the Dynamo's last two regular season games due to suspension, sent a cross into Memo Rodriguez. The former homegrown player received the ball and carved out some space for himself before blasting it past the outstretched hands of Rayados keeper Eduardo Cortez. The U.S. Open Cup is often seen as a tournament where MLS teams give an opportunity to youngsters and players who don't see much action in the regular season, and the Dynamo were no different. Watch a full replay of the match here. Ahead of the match, the Dynamo signed 7 players from Rio Grande Valley FC, the team's USL affiliate, to short contracts. Joining the Orange for the U.S. Open Cup match were defenders Omar Ontiveros and Manny Padilla, midfielders Jesus Enriquez, John Montano, Todd Wharton and Matias Zaldivar, and forward Aldo Quintanilla. One of those players, Quintanilla, made a name for himself in the second half. In the 68th minute, Quintanilla doubled up the lead on a counterattack. Luis Gil picked out Quintanilla on the left wing and the forward was off to the races before slotting his shot past Cortez in the bottom right corner. A minute later, Rodriguez got himself into a great position in the box. Diminutive midfielder received a pass, but before he could let it rip, he was brought down. The referee immediately pointed to the spot and awarded a second yellow to Rayados defender Brisiaga, leaving the North Texas side with 10 men. Rodriguez, who put in a man-of-the-match performance, stepped up and converted the penalty for his second goal of the game. Matias Zaldivar added a fourth goal in the 88th minute and Quintanilla his second of the game in the 91st. The Dynamo showed class in the first half of their U.S. Open Cup game against NTX Rayados. The Orange dominated possession, 72% to the Rayados 27%, and completed more passes, 230 to the Rayados 87. But despite the dominance on the field, the Dynamo went into the half deadlocked 0-0 against the Dallas area club. But it was not for lack of trying. Houston had 10 total shots and 3 on target, but Rayados keeper Eduardo Cortez made sure to keep the game level. The second half, however, would prove to be the Rayados' undoing. Comments featured Houston Dynamo Memo Rodriguez Molzu S. Open Cup.